Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back to online classes of Iqra Hufaz Boys Schools and Colleges, our project of Iqra Education System. My dear brothers, welcome back to part 2 of test of translation. We conducted test of translation part 1 yesterday, and I told you that you have to be mentally and physically prepared for part 2 of test of translation. We have already discussed tenses, passive sentences, conditional sentences and fixed sentences in part 1, and I separately asked you multiple sentences belonging to all these 4 types of sentences. And I hope that you people have translated all these sentences of part 1 test of translation. Today, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to ask you mixed sentences of all these 4 types of sentences: tenses, passive, conditional and fixed. You people have to identify whether this sentence belongs to tenses, passive, conditional or fixed, and accordingly you will translate them into English. Let's start test of translation part 2. Here you are. Test of translation part 2. I have given you mixed sentences here, and the sentences written on the board belong to tenses, passive voice, conditional and fixed sentences. You people have to first identify that which type of sentence this is, and then accordingly you have to translate it. Sentence number 1, एहतियात इलाज से बेहतर है. Sentence number 2, अगर तुम्हारे घर में चोर घुस आए तुम क्या करोगे. Sentence number 3, मैं मार्केट गया हुआ था इसीलिए मैंने होमवर्क नहीं किया. सेंटेंस नंबर 4, मीटिंग कल मुनक्किद की जाएगी. सेंटेंस नंबर 5, अगर डॉक्टर वक्त पर आ जाता मरीज ना मरता. सेंटेंस नंबर 6, हम रोजाना क्रिकेट खेलते हैं लेकिन हम आज घर के काम कर रहे हैं. घर के काम, दिस इज नॉट होम वर्क. यहां घर के काम से मुराद है होम चोर्स. CHORES, चोर्स. चोर्स का मतलब होता है घरेलू कामकाज. होम चोर्स, घरेलू कामकाज या घर के काम. सेंटेंस नंबर 7, मौसम गर्मा में आम खाए जाते हैं. सेंटेंस नंबर 8, जरूरत ईजाद की माँ है. सेंटेंस नंबर 9, जब मैं घर पहुंचा लाइट गई हुई थी. Students, here in this sentence you people have either a compound or a complex sentence. You have to identify the tense in each clause. जब मैं घर पहुंचा, which tense it is. लाइट गई हुई थी, which tense this is. As I told you, whenever 2 actions took place in the past, so the first action which took place belongs to past perfect and the second action that took place belongs to past simple. So here there are 2 actions happening in the past. Number 1, मैं घर पहुंचा. Number 2, लाइट गई हुई थी. So what do you think happened first? You people have to identify the first action that took place and then the second action that took place, and accordingly the first action will go to past perfect and the second action that took place will go to past simple. Sentence number 10, लड़के 2 घंटे से क्रिकेट खेल रहे हैं. Here in this sentence, this is a simple sentence, but you have to identify which tense this is and how you have to translate this. If I remember that I told you people when I was explaining you about tenses, in the revision of tenses, the video lecture which I uploaded, probably it was lecture number 3 or 4, in which I told you people the difference between a shorter continued action and a longer continued action. And the difference is that any action that is taking place right now at the moment is called shorter continued action. And an action which is going on right now but that started in the past, and the sentence is mentioning the both conditions, that this is happening right now and that started in the past. Just as exemplified here on the board, sentence number 10, लड़के 2 घंटे से क्रिकेट खेल रहे हैं. Action is taking place right now and that started 2 hours ago. So this is the action that has both conditions available here. So this sentence belongs to longer continued action, and accordingly you people will identify the tense and translate the sentence. Then sentence number 11, हम काम कर रहे हैं और बाहर बारिश हो रही है. Yes, this is a strange situation that you people are working and something is happening outside and that is obviously raining. So how will you translate this sentence? Sentence number 12, अगर मुझे तकरीब में मदऊ किया जाता, मैं तकरीब में शिरकत करता. Here in this sentence I have combined two things. Number one, that this is conditional sentence. Now you have to identify whether it belongs to type 1, 2 or 3 according to the instructions and technique I have given you already. And number 2 thing which I have combined here in this sentence is passive sentence or passive construction. अगर मुझे तकरीब में मदऊ किया जाता, this is a passive construction, not an active construction. So you have to cudgel your brain, you have to think about it, how to translate this sentence into English, and then accordingly you have to translate that. Then sentence number 13, इत्तेफाक में बरकत है. Sentence number 14, इल्म हासिल करना तमाम मुसलमानों पर फर्ज है. Sentence number 15, हमें बुजुर्गों का एहतराम करना चाहिए. So my brother, that's the end of test of translation part 2. You have to do this test also in your fair register as the other test of narration, voice and translation part 1. You will do this test as other tests you did in grammar section, and I am going to give you the answers to these all 4 tests after Eve. This is the assignment for you to do or complete it before Eve. And when I share the answers of these 4 tests with you, you can match your answers and you can get to know what mistake you made and why you made that mistake. Remember, my dear students, this is an integral part of your board paper, so you have to be very good at translating the sentences, whether it belongs to tenses, passive sentence, conditional or fixed sentence. If you get command over these sentences and if you can do these 4 tests which I have recently conducted, then be sure that you are going to pass in your examination on at least this particular question, inshallah. We will meet again inshallah in the next video lecture on a new topic. Till then, take very good care of yourselves. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.